I make my own build.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be making a video. Basically, this is going to be your all-around guide to all 3 races. This is the first episode, I guess you can call it. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through, this is a beginner's guide. So for some of you more advanced players, you might still learn a few things here and there, but keep in mind this is generally more towards the newer player. So I'll be playing Protoss this first round. I am going to be playing random for these games, as I want to make sure I get everybody a chance to learn. So what I'm going to be doing is this first probe I'm going to be putting a pylon down right here at the front of the ramp. Constantly keep making probes. I did chrono boost in the beginning, and that's the C button down here, and you can click it, it'll make everything move faster. I'm going to wait for this cannon, or this pylon to finish, and I'm going to build my gateway right there next to it. That'll work perfectly fine. You're going to make another probe. Again, you want to keep that probe production going so that you have plenty of minerals. Next, I'm going to get an assimilator, and this is going to allow me to get gas for any units, more higher up units past the zealot. Again, keep making those probes. I do have hotkeys, a little bit more advanced, but I'll just go over it real quick while I'm waiting. Hotkeys will allow you to, if you double click on it, it'll take you directly to that building that you have a hotkey. We're going to transfer 3 probes over to our simulator to get as much gas as we can. And again, this gateway is going to finish. Here's the enemy. He's scouting us currently. This gateway, or this, sorry. Yes, this gateway is finishing up. I'm going to throw down the cyber core. And this is going to allow us to get...
I'm sorry, Brock, I almost just, took your resource.
I'm going to start warping in a zealot.
And I figured you'd probably want me to not do that.
And we're going to send our probe down to get our second base. Now, our second base is going to let us get a lot more economy going sooner than later. We're going to stop probe production for a brief amount of time just to get the Nexus going. And we're going to throw that down now. And we're going to put a pylon right out here. Wait a second. There we go. Now, I'm going to send this probe back to production. I'm going to make another probe. And I'm going to get my second gas. Actually, I'm going to get warp gate. Now this will let me get my units out a little faster. Now I'm going to get my second gas, and that also allows me to get more gas going, because a lot of Protoss units are a lot more gas intensive. Now, briefly, I did see a probe in my base, and I didn't see it leave, so I'm just going to go check with the zealot real quick, and there it is. Now, a little bit of lag there. Now keep in mind, you want to have gateways and production going, so I'm going to make another gateway, because that is how you make your units in this game. I'm going to get an adept, because those allow me, I'm going to get some scouting out with that, and that adept, I missed. So that adept is going to be for scouting purposes, seeing what the other player is going for. Then, I'm going to go ahead and grab a Twilight Council, and I'm going to rally my probes to the bottom base to start getting probes going down there. Now, this Twilight Council allowed me to get Charge, Blink, or Adept Resonating Glaives, which makes them shoot faster. And as you see here, we're getting attacked briefly. So we're going to micro our zealot just a little bit, not a lot. Just kind of getting enough damage done. Again, keep probes count going. And just kind of avoiding as much damage as possible. You're going to lose a couple units here and there, not a huge deal. Our chrono boost is that's almost, sorry. Ooh. Words. Our warp gate is almost done. We're going to go ahead and research charge. And we're going to throw down 2 more gateways. So now we're going to have 4 gateways. And we're going to have warp gate done. Now, these gateways are going to allow us to warp in units. Now, this adept, I'm going to send it out. I saw he made a couple of zealots, so it's not going to be a whole lot. Now I'm going to hotkey my adept to 2. This will allow me to click back to it whenever I need it. And again, keeping my probe production going. I'm going to make a couple zealot. I'm going to make a zealot and a sentry. Sentries do force fields, very useful for later on, or even early on in the game. Again, going back to our adept, I'm going to fade it forward again. Going to keep an eye on it real quick. I want to be able to get a quick little cancel if I need to. And again, I'm just going to get a little bit of scouting going, keep making probes, get another gas. And again, just keep warping in units. We're going to get a Robo Bay now, or a Robo Factory now. That's going to allow us to get a nice amount of production. We're going to get a scout in here. We're going to be able to get into his base. That's very good. We see he's got double Stargate. And we're going to know immediately, we're going to, instead of going for Stargate, we're going to actually go for a little bit of a timing. And a timing means that we know that we're kind of forced into a little situation. We're forced into going a certain build. So either we go Stargate and try to keep up with him, or we choose instead to basically counter him, but really quickly, as quick as we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making a bunch of stalkers because they can shoot up, and then from there, again, you can see we have plenty of stalkers to counter these void rays, and we're going to be able to jump right on top of him. So now we're going to get blink because we know that that's going to be huge in helping us. We're going to get observer. This blink is going to allow us to reach his units a lot faster. Now, the reason why it's good to scout is because if you see something like that, where you see these two Stargates, you want to know, hey, this is what I'm up against. I need to be able to counter that. So, countering is the name of the game when it comes to Starcraft. You want to be able to know what the other person has, and you want to be able to basically make the units that you need in order to prevent them from doing what they need to do. So we're going to send the observer out to about there and set it up by Shift-Eing. Shift Qs their abilities, and we're going to get an immortal going. And we're going to hotkey that to 1. So that is going to allow us to switch back to making immortals and any other robo units that we need. We're going to get 2 forges. We're going to get some upgrades going so that we have a little bit more of an advantage when it comes to our units. And again, this observer is going to allow us to see a few things that they might not want us to see. And again, we're going to keep probe production going. And we'll make 2 more gateways, because gateways allow us to have more units. Usually you want to have about 8 gateways on 3 base, or sorry, 8 gateways on your first 2 bases or so, and then as you go to your 3rd base, kind of move up. So now we're getting a warp prism. Here we go, and we're gonna get our +1/+1 upgrades. Now this is gonna allow us to do extra damage and resist more damage. Gonna get our gases for the 3rd base, and again, warp in more units. And we're doing pretty well. We're keeping our mineral count down. It's always good. You want to keep that mineral count down. We see what he's got, so we're going to push forward as soon as this warp prism is done. Our blink is about to finish. We're going to push out in a second, actually, not yet. Now, this is a timing attack, and the reason why it's called a timing attack is because, we're going to actually go back to our base real quick because we're getting attacked. Now, our blink is done, so we're going to blink right on top of him and warp in more stalkers on top, and we're going to be able to kill most of his army. And we don't lose too many probes for it. So that's why we want to get blink. Now, we know that he just lost all of those, so we're going to go for timing attack. The reason why it's called a timing attack is because we just finished our warp prism, so our warp prism is getting ready, and we're going to set it up right here in a spot that we can keep warping in units to reinforce. We're going to get 2 more gateways while we're waiting, because now we want to have up to about 8, and get another pylon, because when we get in the middle of a fight, we don't want to worry about trying to make more units. So now we have a bunch of zealots, a bunch of stalkers, and an immortal and a sentry. This immortal will do extra damage against armored units. The zealots will tank the damage in the front line, and we're just going to A-move. That's all we're going to do. We're going to A-move into his army. We don't even need to look. We're going to go back to macroing. We're going to get a 4th base, and we're going to get some pylons. We're going to up the tech, and we're going to get a Templar Archives over here, and that'll let us get Storm. We're going to go back to A-moving. And again, warp in a couple sentries and a whole bunch of zealots. And we're good to go there. Our units are doing well. We're going to go back and get the other upgrades. Again, upgrades very important. Got more warp gates going. We're going to make some more pylons because we see we're almost supply blocked. And we're just chilling. Now, our army is doing well. He's got a few units, not a bunch. We're going to take our units and blink right on top of his Tempest, and we're just walk into his base. Now, against Protoss, you want to target down pylons because those do power units, and they power buildings. So if the buildings are not powered, he cannot produce out of those buildings, and you pretty much have an easier chance of winning. Again, we're going to keep macroing. Macro, macro, macro. As long as you are making things at your base and constantly have minerals going, you will be fine. There is no way you can really lose if you have that for you. Now they're going up this way, so he probably has a base that way. That's fun. But again, we're not worried about it at all. We're just going to keep macroing, and we're going to just make some more pylons because we want to not be supply blocked. We're going to make some Tempests, or some Templi, and we're going to put them together, and then these will allow you to make Archons. Now, Archons have a lot of splash damage, and are very useful against bigger armies, as those will allow you to... They basically are like Zealots, but they're more tanky, they do more splash damage. Now we're just going to find the rest of his base, finish him off, and again, we're just going to keep making units. Keep making probes. Make some more zealots. We have our warp prism here. We're going to move it. Looks like we don't know where he is yet. Oh, and it looks like we found him. So he's right down here. So we're going to just warp right on top of him. Yeah. Again, just checking on our upgrades. We're just gonna see, still supply block, and